And whatever you do, don't look back. So.
Did that not sound like someone was running?
Bro, it legit sounded like someone said help from down this. It's further down the trail. I don't know what to do. Yeah. Look. What? There's an anomaly right there. Woo! Woo!
No, it's not. I just got my candles lit.
Well, then who is that? Oh!
If you think the woods are peaceful, this Appalachian encounter will change your mind. Today we're looking at what happens when isolation turns into a trap. Whether it's finding fresh predator tracks right outside your tent, or hearing unexplained voices near the river, the wilderness is hiding something. Are you ready to see what's out there? On September 24, 2022, Luke from the YouTube channel, Outdoor Boys, shared a frontier-style camping trip in the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia. His channel focuses on outdoor adventures, camping, bushcraft survival skills, and remote wilderness travel. This time, his objective was a routine overnight stay utilizing primitive gear. However, a sequence of environmental indicators quickly established this as a high-risk expedition.
Just saw a decent-sized black bear run in front of my car and into the bushes. Well, welcome to the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia. And we're going to be doing some frontier-style hiking and camping.
The warning started before he even parked. A massive black bear darted right in front of his truck. Instead of turning back, Luke pushed deeper into the woods, armed only with primitive gear.
Oh, look at that, guys. That, my friends, is black bear poop. There's definitely black bears around here. Oh, that's pretty. I gotta cross this stream, but I don't want to get my feet wet. They'll get me blisters bad. I think I might be able to hop across the stones upstream a little bit.
Almost immediately, he stumbled upon a steaming pile of fresh bear scat right on the trail. That meant a bear may have passed through the area not long before him. Fresh signs like this can be dangerous because the animal itself may still be somewhere nearby, especially in thick forest where visibility is limited. As he continued, the forest revealed other hazards. Luke came across a large, bald-faced hornet nest hanging above the trail.
Oh, they didn't like me sticking my camera in there. If I was in a survival situation, I could knock that nest down, run like the devil, and come back the next day. The wasps will abandon the nest, and then you can pick out all the pupas. I've never eaten wasp larvae before, and a nest that size could have a lot of larvae in it.
These insects can become aggressive if their nest is disturbed, and multiple stings can quickly turn serious. Not long afterward, he began examining different mushrooms growing across the forest floor. One white mushroom shown in the video was labeled as a destroying angel. This type of mushroom is highly poisonous if eaten. Farther along the trail, another strange sight appeared.
This is weird. This looks like the remnants of an underground forest fire. All the trees over here look like they've been burned. Looks like the roots have been burned, but the tree's still alive. I mean, that's charcoal right there. I've heard about forest fires smoldering underground. That's weird looking.
Luke found several trees with roots that had been burned black beneath the ground, even though the trees above were still standing. 36. Underground fires can continue burning below the surface and may not always be easy to detect from above. Luke examined the damaged area, then continued deeper into the woods. But the most chilling discovery was lying in the dirt.
Hey, look what I found. I think that's somebody's pepper spray. Somebody must have dropped this while they were getting eaten by a bear. Yeah, look at that. Oh, yep. Ain't no bears taking advantage of me tonight.
A discarded can of pepper spray. In a forest, crawling with bears dropping your only defense means one thing: blind panic. The trail became increasingly isolated. Spiderwebs repeatedly stretched across the path, sometimes hitting Luke directly in the face, proving no human had walked this path in a very long time. Eventually, he reached an area with standing water and a small stream.
Yeah, that was deeper than it looked. Ugh. I'm starting to wonder whether passing up on that last campsite was a good idea. A lot of putrid water and swampy ground here. See how brown this water is? Just means it's full of tannin, which is a chemical that leaches out of decomposing leaves. Here, check out all this moss here. Pull this up. Look at that. It's clean drinking water right there. Tastes super earthy, but it's clean. Well, I'd hoped to have a campsite by now. Well, there's a little stream. See all the bubbles? You gotta get that frothiness whenever you get a lot of tannin in the water.
Some of the water smelled unpleasant, while another section appeared dark brown and bubbly because of tannins from decaying leaves. Luke searched until he found a better source beneath the moss before moving on. Despite every red flag screaming at him to leave, Luke set up camp under a rocky overhang. He prepared his campsite, collected and treated water, made a fire, cooked his food, and settled in for the night.
I just realized I'm really tired. Even though it looks pretty flat, it's not. There's some pretty big rocks underneath the leaves. So I'm gonna see if I can't move some rocks around and make this a little bit more level. When you're building a fire like this, safety is a pretty big issue, and I don't want to start a forest fire. There's all these drips coming off the edge of the rock, so it's perpetually wetting this section here. So a fire is not likely to spread. Well, I want to cook 2 meals, boil a bunch of water, and stay warm tonight. Most of the stuff on the ground is so soggy. All right, well, that's not a huge pile of wood, but it's enough to get me started. There you go, you can see how much tannin's in there. The tannin doesn't make it unsafe to drink, but you still have to boil it in case there's bacteria in there. All right, now we need some tinder. Got this ultra thin, ultra dry pine. That's what we want. I'm gonna put this inside that jute. I'm sticking too much wood on top of the fire and it's causing all this smoke because it's smothering the fire. But I'm doing that because all the wood's damp and I want it to dry out. This water is going to be clean, but it's going to have a bit of a funny taste. So I brought this. It's for making tea. You just put a little loose leaf tea in there. You can harvest berries and herbs that you find along the way, put it in there, make tea out of it. This is salted fatback bacon. Lasts a long time even without refrigeration, so you can carry it around in your pack. Makes great seasoning and stew. I put my potatoes in there. Throw that meat in there. Between the grease and all the seasoning on the fatback, it's gonna give a lot of flavor to this stew. Got some carrots there. All right, got some bulb onions here. Got a bundle of chives here. Little soups and stews like this are pretty awesome because pretty much anything you find that you can eat, you can throw in the stew. I always bring way too much food, and I brought along some beef jerky, and you can throw that in your stew too. All right, it's coming along pretty good. Needs a few more minutes. Got some raw sugar for my tea here. I'm a little bit cold, tired, and thirsty, and this tea just hits the spot. Tastes even better when you drink it out of a cow horn mug you made yourself. That stew smells amazing. Looks perfect. Oh, it's so hot. Oh, I can see my breath, but this stew is hitting the spot. I'm just gonna boil up some water and fill up my canteen and have some water ready for the morning. I brought a little bag of flour here to make some bread. I'm gonna be doing that in the morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my yeast and water and get it ready. I'm gonna add my sugar. I'm gonna add some whole wheat bread flour. My bag has a ton of holes in it. Right. Let's just let that sit and rise till morning. Time to get ready for bed. I'm just gonna hang out here by the fire before I go to sleep. I've done this so that the inside layer won't get covered in leaves, and that's the layer I'm gonna wrap around myself so I don't get poked by leaves at night. It feels a good 10 degrees warmer here, but it's late and I need to get to go into bed. I'll see you guys in the morning.
The following morning, he prepared breakfast and began packing his equipment. He eventually returned to his vehicle and completed the trip without turning back. Most of the dangers Luke encountered have natural explanations, but together they show how quickly a remote forest can become unpredictable. Fresh bear signs are especially important because they indicate recent animal activity nearby. After seeing the bear and finding fresh signs on the trail, would you still have stayed overnight like Luke did? On March 24, 2026, YouTuber Jasco and his companion Chandler drove far into the Appalachian Mountains. Miles of thick forest separated them from civilization. They intentionally ignored the unwritten warnings often associated with the wilderness, hoping to see whether anything unusual would respond.
Okay, guys, we're back in the Appalachian Mountains. This is actually day 2 going into night 2. And the things that we've experienced so far in the past 36 hours have been absolutely terrifying. What we experienced our first night deep in the mountains inside of a very small cabin, and then I'll explain to you what happened at the end. We're gonna be camping inside of this cabin way up here in the Appalachian Mountains. And whatever you do, don't look back. So.
Did that not sound like someone was running?
That literally sounded like something just ran at us.
It did not take long for the forest to seem different. Somewhere beyond the surrounding peaks, they heard what sounded like faint human singing drifting through the wilderness.
Guys, we are in the Appalachian Mountains right now. On my life, we hear singing. Like, look around us right now. Bro, that's singing on my life. Dude.
What the heck?
Bro, on my life, that's singing.
Yes.
The sound seemed strangely out of place in such an isolated area. Jasco then turned on his spirit box and began searching for possible responses in the darkness. Through the static, they heard a voice that appeared to identify itself as Linda and suggested she had been killed sometime during the 1950s. At the same time, their thermal camera detected a heat signature moving repeatedly along the tree line.
Yeah. Look. What? There's an anomaly right there.
Oh, the white?
Yep. It's moving. It's actually moving.
It's just a little circle. Like a head, maybe?
Hold on. Where's the flashlight? I'm gonna put it full zoom. We're gonna aim towards it. Damn, you can't even see the light on the camera. That's crazy.
Wait, it did move though a little bit.
It's moving.
Hold up.
Whatever it is moving.
Linda.
Okay.
Linda?
Wait, bro. Newspaper article 1950s Linda. We're gonna have to do some research.
Yeah.
The situation became more disturbing when Jasco heard what sounded like a woman screaming for help from somewhere inside the brush. He began moving toward the sound, but the farther he went, the more suspicious the situation felt. He started to believe the voice might be drawing him away from safety.
Chandler. No. Where's my walkie? Hold on. Where the fuck's my walkie-talkie? Did I drop it? No. Hey, Chandler, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Bro, I just heard someone scream for help.
What?
Bro, it legit sounded like someone said help from down this. It's further down the trail. I don't know what to do.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm off the trail. I don't know where you are right now.
Bro, I'm gonna go towards it. I don't know if someone needs help or not.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, just walkie me if you hear or see anything else.
Trying to provoke another reaction, Jasco and Chandler used an Aztec death whistle. Its piercing scream echoed into the darkness. Instead of silence, they heard what sounded like a low, disturbing laugh. Moments later, something large appeared to rush through the darkness toward their vehicle.
Okay.
It's in the back seat now.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And I guess now we wait. So what we'll do is we'll turn this off. Now it's just you and I, Chandler,
Great.
and the spirits.
Great.
If there is anyone out there that wants to show themselves, can you walk in front of the car? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn the lights off, and in 10 seconds, we're gonna turn them back on. 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie to me. A part of me thought you were gonna appear up.
Later, Jasco stood alone on a narrow trail holding only a candle. As he watched the flame move in front of him, he suddenly heard what seemed like a voice extremely close to his ear. In that moment, he realized that whatever was happening around him no longer felt like something he was simply investigating.
Oh my god, there's something moving right next to me. Give me this fucking thermal camera. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm alone in the Appalachian Mountains right now. All I have is this candle. And, I mean, I'm just... That was a voice. Hello? Hello? Who's out there? Hello? Who's out there? Where's my walkie-talkie? Hey, Chandler, is that you behind me?
No, it's not. I just got my candles lit.
Well, then who is that? Oh!
One possible explanation is audio pareidolia, where the brain interprets unclear noises or electronic static as familiar words and voices. In an isolated forest, unfamiliar sounds can also become much harder to identify. But with several strange sounds occurring during the same investigation, do you think Jasco was simply misinterpreting the environment, or was something actually responding to him? On April 25, 2026, the creator behind the YouTube channel Dead Appalachia traveled toward Portage County, Ohio, following reports of a sudden rise in Bigfoot sightings. 8 separate encounters had reportedly been recorded within only 4 days.
In early March of this year, there was a sudden influx of Bigfoot sightings in northeastern Ohio, in a region called Portage County, specifically around the Cuyahoga National Park. 6 completely different sightings in 4 days. This kind of thing is known in the cryptozoology world as a flap.
Believing the creatures may have moved farther into the wilderness to avoid growing human activity, the investigator headed toward Wayne National Forest, where the dense Appalachian woods offered countless places for something large to remain hidden.
Howdy, critters. We are here in Ohio. Yeah, we're staying in a nice little A-frame cabin while we're here, and all this is woods. You know, looking around this area, I can definitely see why people have been reporting Bigfoot sightings. There's tons of woods around here. It's going to be cool to get out here tonight and hunt for some Bigfoot.
He entered the Wildcat Hollow Trail as the sun began to go down. While moving deeper into the area, he carefully searched the muddy ground for unusually large tracks. He also kept in mind stories about Ohio's legendary grassman, a creature often described as more aggressive than similar Bigfoot reports from the Pacific Northwest.
Now, of course, there could be campers out there. You hear some knocking and just knock back. Maybe it's other Bigfoot hunters, but you know, it's something to go off of. So I think I'm heading in the right direction. That's weird. That's very weird.
Whoo! Oh! Woo! Woo!
Farther inside the forest, he discovered several deep gouges cut into the bark of a tree. The marks were unusually high above where he believed a person could easily reach. As he examined them, the surrounding woods suddenly became quiet, and the birds stopped calling.
Had an odd place for humans to be doing it, since, you know, I'm pretty tall and that's taller than me. It wasn't even letters, it was just gougings. So, again, could be a Bigfoot sharpening tools.
Then a sharp cracking sound broke the silence. A heavy branch came flying from the thick vegetation and landed extremely close to him. He quickly reached for his thermal equipment, trying to locate whatever might have caused it.
Oh, fuck. Hell, what was that? It definitely came from over here. Or at least the sound. It sounded like something threw a stick at me. It's harder hiking at night. You really gotta make sure you don't run into anything, be it beast or tree. Yeah, there's some strange stuff going on in this forest. I wouldn't be surprised if there were Bigfoot in here. Big Stinky? Is that you?
As conditions worsened, he began making his way back through the rain. He had not captured clear physical or visual evidence, but the audio recordings continued to trouble him. During the investigation, he had heard rhythmic knocking sounds that seemed to respond to his own activity.
Oh, we are back.
Find anything?
So it was weird. I heard a knock and weird animal noises all night. I would take a stick, I would knock it against some wood, I would get a response back. And that happened a couple times until I got further down the trail and then just nothing. I guess if it was a Sasquatch, it went way away from where I couldn't hear it anymore, or it couldn't hear me. But it was a weird night.
Wood knocks are often associated with Bigfoot reports, but similar sounds can come from falling branches, animals, or people. Without seeing the source, even repeated responses can be difficult to identify with certainty. So, were the knocks simply natural forest sounds, or was something hidden among the trees responding to him? On March 29, 2026, Lamar from the channel The Men's Life drove back into the Ingram Wilderness. The temperature was 2 degrees Celsius, and the surrounding Acadian forest felt unusually quiet and gloomy.
We're back here in the Ingram Wilderness. There's something going on here. We've done a few videos already. I am meeting up with Frank and Angelo from the Exploring with Angelo channel. So we just arrived on location about a few minutes ago. I'm kind of ripping up the back roads here, and I'm trying to figure out if I can find that one spot that I really wanted to go to last time. And there were 2 campers there just kind of taking up the 2 spots.
He set up his hot tent directly on the ground, without a floor, choosing to stay as close to the natural environment as possible. During the quiet period that followed, his spirit talker began producing strange fragments of words and phrases that seemed to reference curses and things hidden beneath the ground.
Are you helping me?
I'm your favorite curse.
What the hell does that mean? So I'm just kind of making a barrier here so these things can kind of get dry. They are damp.
Later, while Lamar was sitting down to eat, a huge cracking sound suddenly came from the nearby woods. The noise immediately startled his dog, Kia, who became extremely alert. Lamar and the others also began to feel as though something unseen might be watching them from the darkness.
It's gonna be a long night. What the hell was that? It's okay, Key. It's okay. It's okay. There was like a pop or something. It's okay, Key.
Not long after, they heard sounds resembling human voices coming from near the river. However, they could not see any other campers nearby. Lamar separated from his companions and followed a faint trail while using night vision, trying to determine where the voices were coming from.
Calling out
A
in
human?
the woods. It sounded human.
Damn.
And we kept going. We didn't find anybody, no lights, nothing. Then something happened, and that's why we came back. So there is something and or someone out there, so just be cautious.
Follow the river.
So how deep does it go down? Like, can you...
it keeps going. Yeah,
Really?
You just
Find
keep
the way.
following the river.
Yeah, it goes on for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the underbrush suddenly erupted with the sound of heavy movement over fallen branches. Lamar believed something large and moving on 2 legs was circling around him in the darkness. The footsteps seemed to move quickly through the forest, making the situation increasingly difficult to understand.
What's out here? Shit, it's circling us. Whoa. What the fuck? Oh shit. Oh shit. What do we do, Key? What do we do? What do we do?
As icy rain began falling, Lamar decided to retreat toward Grand Lake. The atmosphere in the woods had become too unsettling, and he hurried to pack his equipment before the approaching snow made conditions even more difficult.
Wendigo, Bigfoot, like rake type of crap right now. Oh. Man, I had no idea this was gonna be this sketch. Man, looking at this on the night vision is kind of whack. The boys took off down the road, so we'll see them in a bit. Just kind of keep...
At night, forest sounds can be surprisingly difficult to locate because darkness removes visual clues about distance and direction. Heavy footsteps or breaking branches may seem much closer or larger than they really are. So was Lamar hearing an animal moving through the forest, or was something unknown actually circling him in the darkness? On October 23, 2024, YouTuber Moe Sargi uploaded an exploration of Arizona's Superstition Mountains, where he went searching for a legendary lost gold mine and the hidden wave cave.
Welcome back to another camping adventure. Today I am in the Superstition Mountains. There's a big story about these mountains, and a real story too. A German guy that came from Germany one time, a long time ago, he came here and he found some gold, but he never told anybody where that gold was. Before he died, he told some lady the location of the gold, which is unconfirmed. And then till this day, nobody has found the gold that he was like finding out in this mountain. And the mountains are super haunted because of the native warriors that used to inhabit this area. I apparently the native warriors don't like it when people come here trying to look for gold, and people go missing, they die. There's a cave up there that we're trying to get to, and a waterfall. Also, it is really hot. There are mountain lions here. There are wild pigs that can kill us. There are rattlesnakes, different types of freaking scorpions.
At the base of the mountains, Moe described the extreme heat, dangerous wildlife, and stories about Apache curses connected to treasure hunters who disappeared in the area.
Okay, so I've made it to the end of the trail, but I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go. I think it might be here to the left. Yeah, this is probably, yeah, I see the cave is way up there, up in that mountain. I keep hearing some weird noises in the bushes, not the birds, but something different. Can't make out what it is, it's freaking me out. No, that's just one of those birds. But what I heard was something different. Well, I made it to a gate. This gate says, this gate should remain closed. If found open, please close gate. And that means there's some wild ass animals in here. Oh, all right, let's go. I'm trying to figure out, because there's a lot of barbed wire here. So I'm guessing this trail somehow curves and then goes up the mountain. I hope, at least.
As Moe continued deeper along the route, the trail became increasingly difficult to follow. Barbed wire and wildlife warning signs blocked parts of the way, while unexplained rustling sounds repeatedly came from the surrounding bushes.
But whatever.
I mean, there's just a piece of whatever. I wonder why it's like that.
Looks like an envelope.
Yeah.
So random. I wonder if there's anything else over here to indicate why this trail is closed.
It's like a really old picture of a building.
That looks German.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's like a statue of some sort. He is here. You must go.
Look at the U. It's spelled with two boobies.
I know. I found something else with
that
too. I got a different trail. That's the reason why I came here.
A map? Is that a map of the United States?
Looks like it.
Damn, I haven't seen a map like this in so long.
Right? It's like exactly what I'm thinking. It looks really old. I don't see anything specific.
Yeah, maybe just someone dropped it, or. But why would it be in like a yellow envelope?
I don't know. Something weird is going on.
Oh, there's like two markings on it. Look.
Wait, what the fuck?
What?
I'm pretty sure that's Brampton.
Brampton?
Yeah.
That's where you're from.
Yeah, exactly.
That's weird.
Why would somebody... Tell me there's other ones.
There's only two, I think.
Yeah. But the other one's Ottawa.
What the hell?
Right?
That's where I'm from.
Dude, we're in the middle of Arizona right now. We're
Yeah.
like 30-something hours away from home. Okay, that's fucking weird.
Moe and his companion Angelo eventually reached a closed trail where they discovered a mysterious yellow envelope. Inside was an old map with markings around Brampton and Ottawa. What made the discovery especially strange was that those were their hometowns located thousands of miles from where they were standing.
What the hell was that? That sounded like a person, but that came from the mountain. Guys, we just heard we heard a loud bang coming from that way. But I'm pretty sure that was someone's voice.
I know, I heard that.
I'm gonna do a replay on that for you guys. I don't know. It's almost like something moved over there.
No car came through, so that doesn't make sense.
Nah, it ain't no car. Dude, we had someone scream or say something from the mountain. Now keep in mind, this mountain is sacred, right? What if the noises we heard was the Apache spirits?
I mean, it very well could be. What if they're mad because we're here?
Maybe that was a warning.
Yeah.
I mean, it does say no camping here for a reason, right? Like, look at the sign here. It says no camping. I mean, we're still camping, I don't care, but I want to document this. Like, there's something literally just like yelled at us from the mountain. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty freaked out. Like, the fact that there was something loud that occurred over here in this area. I don't think there's like a person up there. I think it's spiritual.
After nightfall, they remained at a campsite in an area marked against camping. Suddenly, what sounded like an angry human voice came from the dark mountainside above them.
Those are native whistles. That's native war calls. What the fuck? It sounds like someone, it literally sounds like an Apache, like a native, you know, tribes person doing his calling. Keep in mind, there's no one else here. Dude, there's a possibility, and like it's 100% a possibility that we're capturing native spirits, aka skinwalkers. At first it was coming from the mountain, and then it's coming beside the mountain. Has it? Hold on, let's listen in.
I think so.
Yeah, it definitely stopped. Look over there. There's a light in the bush.
Oh, there is a light.
Yeah, it disappeared. What the hell? It came and it went.
Yeah, I think it... Oh, there's one. What is that?
I don't know.
The strange activity continued. Sounds resembling old flutes and native whistles echoed through the canyon. At the same time, Moe and Angelo noticed a light appear inside a nearby bush before quickly disappearing.
You heard that too? You heard it too? There's something out there. That was something in the
See if I like can see anything, but
bro, it feels like the ground is shaking.
what the fuck is that?
Let's get the fuck out of here. I think we pissed off the spirits. Huh?
I'm just telling them we're not searching for their gold.
No, we're not, but I don't think they like me. We've both come to agreement that because we've pissed off some ancient spirits, we're not going to spend the night here. We're just going to drive to our next location.
They moved closer toward the rocks to investigate. Then the ground seemed to shake beneath them while screams came from somewhere in the darkness. The experience became intense enough that Moe and Angelo abandoned the area and left the mountain. Rocky canyons can reflect sound in unusual ways, making voices and noises seem to come from the wrong direction. Still, that does not explain every detail they experienced. So, what do you think was really happening on the mountain that night? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.